Okay, let's unpack this. There's a certain kind of beauty in the Magnolia State, isn't there? A warm, inviting charm that sort of settles deep into your soul.
Definitely. That southern charm is undeniable.
But beneath that surface, Mississippi is absolutely brimming with stories that will send shivers down your spine. Tales woven from tragedy, mystery, and an undeniable sense of the unknown.
Yeah, you got layers.
So our mission today is to navigate through these legends, extracting the most chilling nuggets of knowledge and insight from, well, quite a stack of sources. We've got stuff covering everything from historic homes and deep-seated local folklore.
Eerie bridges, ancient cemeteries.
Right, and even a few dedicated paranormal investigations. We're embarking on a true deep dive into Mississippi's haunted heritage.
Indeed. And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these aren't just isolated spooky incidents, you know?
Mhm.
They're vital threads woven into the very fabric of Mississippi's past. They show us how profound human experiences, the unknown, the tragic, the deeply personal, often shape a place's identity, leaving an indelible mark that, well, it transcends time.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, are these stories merely folklore? Or do they hold deeper truths about the human experience, about loss, and about the very land we inhabit?
That's a profound question, definitely one we'll be exploring today. So prepare yourself for a journey that offers like a shortcut to being well-informed about the eerie side of Mississippi.
Hopefully with some surprising facts.
And just enough humor to keep you hooked, maybe? Whether you're a seasoned ghost hunter, a history buff, or just love a good unsettling story, we promise you'll find something here that resonates.
Let's hope so.
And we begin our journey with some truly iconic structures, places where history's echoes are perhaps loudest. First up, the McRaven House in Vicksburg.
Ah, brave.
Often called the most haunted house in Mississippi, and astonishingly even ranked as the third most haunted house in the entire United States.
Yeah, that's a big claim.
Built way back in 1797, this historic home served as a Civil War hospital, earning it the nickname Time Capsule of the South. It sounds like a prime candidate for lingering spirits.
It absolutely is, and that time capsule nickname isn't just about its preserved architecture. You know, the layers of intense history there are immense.
I bet.
And the reports of spiritual activity are equally numerous. Visitors and paranormal investigators describe encounters with Mary Elizabeth Howard.
She died young, didn't she?
Tragically young. During childbirth at just 15 years old, back in 1836. You can still see some of her belongings displayed there, almost as if she, well, never left.
Wow.
Then, of course, there are apparitions of Confederate soldiers, a direct consequence of the home's role as a field hospital during the brutal siege of Vicksburg.
So the trauma of the war lingering.
Exactly. And not just the patients. John H. Bob, an owner killed by Union soldiers nearby in 1864, is also said to linger. As is William Murray, the last resident who died there in 1911. The phenomena range widely, from disembodied voices and footsteps echoing through empty halls to shadowy figures glimpsed in doorways, and even playful pranks like shoulder taps. Mary Elizabeth's spirit, in particular, is described as quite active, almost curious about visitors.
Interesting.
This intense history, especially its role as a hospital during such a traumatic conflict, undoubtedly contributes to a profound spiritual residue, like an energetic imprint on the very walls.
A tangible link to the human cost, yeah. It seems the scars of intense historical events, like the Civil War, are often the deepest.
They often seem to be.
But what about tragedies of a more personal, hidden nature? Our journey continues south to Natchez, where an even older establishment, King's Tavern,
King's Tavern, right, from the 1700s.
holds a secret so gruesome it still chills visitors today.
This location truly embodies the idea of dark secrets. Back in the 1930s during renovations, workers made a shocking discovery. 3 mummified bodies hidden behind a fireplace.
Mummified. Good grief.
Yeah. One is believed to be Madeline, the mistress of the tavern's original owner, who, legend says, was stabbed by his jealous wife.
Oh, wow. Classic story, but grisly.
And adding to the macabre tale, a jeweled dagger, the purported weapon, was later found in a different fireplace in the building.
Okay, that's a detail that sends a shiver down my spine. So, Madeline, what kind of activity do people report?
Well, guests and staff have reported seeing her ghostly figure. They've also heard the distinct sounds of a baby crying in seemingly empty rooms.
A baby. Okay.
Caught shadowy figures in mirrors, and some have even felt beds being mysteriously warm, as if someone had just been sleeping in them. While the restaurant is sadly no longer open, The building's haunted reputation absolutely persists,
Yeah,
a testament to the idea that some stories just refuse to stay buried.
definitely. From grisly discoveries to literary giants, our next stop is Roanoke in Oxford, the former home and creative sanctuary of Nobel Prize-winning author William Faulkner.
Faulkner's place.
I imagine this would be a different kind of haunting altogether.
You're right. Here, the hauntings seem intrinsically connected to the artistic soul, to the creative energy of the place.
Makes sense.
There are sightings of Faulkner's own shadowy figure, as if he's still pacing the halls in thought. And some visitors even report hearing the distinct rhythmic sound of typewriter keys clacking.
No way, like he's still working.
As if he's still working on his next masterpiece, forever tied to his craft.
That's a beautiful, if unsettling, thought. A writer eternally at his desk.
It is. But there's an older legend here, too, from before Faulkner's time. That of Judith Shegog.
Right, the daughter of the original owner.
That's the one. Reportedly threw herself off a balcony due to lost love. Faulkner himself recounted her story as a ghost tale to his children, almost embracing the home's existing lore.
So he knew the stories.
Oh, yeah. It truly makes you wonder if an author's spirit could be perpetually tied to their creative space, especially one so integral to his legacy and imagination.
Heading west now to Rolling Fork, we find Mont Helena, a beautiful colonial revival home built atop an ancient Native American mound.
Right, the mound adds another layer.
This location seems to combine history with a powerful landscape.
It does. And this is where we encounter the lady in white.
Ah, the classic spectral figure.
Exactly. People have reported seeing a woman in a white gown peering from the windows or standing in the front yard. The Mississippi Paranormal Society even investigated.
Did they find anything?
Well, they recorded EVPs, those electronic voice phenomena, the mysterious voices on audio recordings. Now, they also captured eerie figures in photos. The property itself had a tragic beginning, too. The front building burned down before the owners could even move in.
Oh, really? That's rough.
Maybe setting a somber tone for everything that followed.
It's interesting how these intense tragedies and historical imprints often fuel the legends. But not all hauntings are chilling, are they?
Not always, no.
I've heard about places like the Fairview Inn in Jackson, known for quite the opposite friendly apparitions. What makes some spirits seem more benevolent?
That's a great question, and the Fairview Inn is a perfect example of it. Guests and employees at this historic boutique hotel have indeed acknowledged numerous friendly apparitions.
Like what sort of things?
They've reported hearing children playing marbles in empty corridors, receiving strange phone calls with no one on the other end,
Weird.
and feeling sudden warmth in empty spaces, almost like a comforting presence.
That's nice, actually. And the detail about the dogs is particularly unique.
Absolutely. The inn's proprietors have observed that the spirits seem to have a distinct affection for dogs.
Really? How so?
Guests' dogs are often seen staring intently and wagging their tails happily at, well, unseen entities, as if interacting with a friendly, invisible playmate.
That's amazing. Like Casper the Friendly Ghost, but for dogs.
Sort of. The Mississippi Paranormal Research Institute conducted an investigation there in 2018, and their findings were intriguing enough to be featured in the Clarion Ledger.
So even researchers found something compelling.
Suggests something's going on, yeah. It challenges our preconceptions about what a ghost must be.
But these individual stories are just pieces of a larger mosaic, right? If we zoom out, we see patterns emerging across Mississippi.
Definitely. Echoing similar themes in other historic locations.
Like where else?
Well, you see a fascinating spectrum of emotional residues preserved. In Jackson's Old Capitol Museum, for instance, the echoes of political drama manifest as footsteps, cold spots, shadowy figures.
Like the legislators are still arguing.
Almost, as if the weighty decisions of the past are still being debated. Then, a stark contrast. At the Longfellow House in Pascagoula, a deeply tragic history is believed to have left the angry spirit of a brutally beaten slave.
Oh, that's awful.
Reports include employees being pushed and slapped, a truly disturbing energy.
Gosh.
And then at the Grand Opera House in Meridian, now the MSU Riley Center, the hauntings take on an artistic flair. Spectral performers glimpsed, a Fino ghost often heard singing.
The singing ghost.
A beautiful, if unsettling, testament to the enduring power of performance and passion. These examples underscore how different types of human experience can leave such varied, energetic imprints.
Okay, moving beyond haunted houses now. Mississippi's outdoor spaces and bridges hold their own chilling narratives, often tied to folklore and local history. Stuckey's Bridge, near Enterprise,
Ah, yes, Stuckey.
in Lauderdale County. It's particularly notorious. Looks pretty by day, but I hear it's utterly creepy by night.
This bridge carries a truly dark past. The legend is that old man Stuckey, supposedly a member of the infamous Dalton gang,
The outlaws.
that's the story. He would rob and murder travelers, then hang their bodies from the bridge.
Charming fellow.
Hardly. After he was finally caught and fittingly executed by hanging from that very bridge in 1850, his restless ghost reportedly started haunting the area.
So what do people see?
Visitors claim to see his figure roaming the riverbank with a lantern, or even still hanging from the bridge. There are also reports of ghostly footsteps, eerie noises at night, and some have even reported being pushed by an angry apparition. It's a vivid example of how violent death can become permanently etched into a landscape.
Okay, I think I'll be taking a different route around Lauderdale County after dark. It's incredible how specific legends become attached to certain places.
Isn't it?
One of Mississippi's most eerie legends also comes from the water itself. The singing river ghosts of the Pascagoula River.
This is a deeply tragic tale, almost like an ancient opera.
Oh.
According to legend, the Pascagoula tribe, rather than surrendering to the Biloxi tribe during a violent conflict, chose mass drowning.
Oh, no.
They marched into the river, singing a haunting, defiant song as they disappeared beneath the water.
Wow.
To this day, the river is said to carry the echoes of their death song on quiet nights, a ghostly reminder of their tragic end.
A unique auditory haunting.
It really makes you stop and listen, doesn't it? The idea of history literally echoing through the landscape.
It does. And speaking of unique, now for a truly unsettling legend from Nash Road in Columbus, the three-legged lady. This one sounds, bizarre.
It's one that comes with a very specific and frankly disturbing ritual. The legend states that if you stop on Nash Road at night, turn off your car lights, and honk 3 times.
You honk 3 times.
3 times. She will appear and challenge you to a race. Drivers report hearing her thumping against their car roof as she runs alongside them.
Thumping on the roof. Yikes.
Yeah. The grisly origin story suggests she was a young girl dismembered by a satanic cult with a 3rd leg stitched onto her body as part of a ritual.
Okay, that's deeply disturbing.
It's a bizarre, almost primal local legend that plays on some deep-seated fears.
Definitely a tale that sticks with you. And along the Natchez Trace Parkway, there's a site simply known as Witch Dance, where witches allegedly gather.
That's the place. The belief here is that wherever a witch's foot touched the ground, the grass would wither and die.
So you can still see it.
Visitors claim that barren spots where no grass grows, despite the surrounding lushness, are evidence of these ancient gatherings. A haunting reminder of the supernatural rituals said to have taken place there.
A physical manifestation of folklore. Interesting.
Exactly.
These stories highlight how the natural world can become infused with myth. What other mysterious outdoor locations in Mississippi carry such heavy tales?
Oh, there are many. Consider the Vicksburg National Military Park. Thousands died there during the Civil War.
Right. Like McRaven House, the battlefield itself must be intense.
It's rife with reports.
Yeah.
Cannon fire, the thunder of horses, screams, even the smell of gunpowder, particularly near the battlefield. It's as if the sheer scale of the conflict left an energetic imprint that never fades.
Makes sense.
Then there are the Windsor ruins, just those 23 haunting Corinthian columns left from a grand mansion.
What happened there?
The owner died just weeks after its completion, and the mansion later burned down during the war, supposedly. A Union soldier killed in the doorway is said to haunt the ruins, along with sounds of long-ago parties, a sad echo of lost grandeur. And for something truly on the edge of folklore and cryptozoology, there's Waynesboro-Shibuda Road, dubbed Devil Worshipper Road. Yeah. A 7-foot goat man is said to appear, causing cars to shake or suddenly die.
A goat man?
Yes.
Seriously?
That's the legend. It raises an important question, doesn't it? Are these geological or atmospheric phenomena amplifying these stories, or are they truly spectral events tied to the land and its violent, mysterious past?
Good question. From the great outdoors, we now turn our attention to the final resting places, the chilling cemeteries and gravesites that hold some of Mississippi's most enduring and unsettling legends.
Cemeteries often do.
Let's start with one that truly became a town's defining tale. The Witch of Yazoo in Yazoo City.
Ah, the Witch of Yazoo. This is the town's curse-made legend, a story that permeates the very identity of Yazoo City.
Tell us about it.
The story goes that a woman accused of witchcraft, living in isolation near the Yazoo River and reportedly torturing fishermen, was captured.
Okay.
Before being burned at the stake, she vowed to destroy the town. Her grave, famously marked by heavy chains, still lies in the Glenwood Cemetery.
Marked by chains. Why?
supposedly to hold her spirit in, or maybe just symbolic. But chillingly, Yazoo City was nearly destroyed by a devastating fire 20 years later.
20 years to the day, wasn't it?
Or close.
Something like that. The legend varies slightly, but many locals believe it was a direct fulfillment of her curse. It's a powerful narrative about fear, retribution, and the lasting power of a dying declaration.
That's the kind of story that makes you wonder, is there a real connection between a person's will and events in the physical world?
It certainly makes you think.
A more sorrowful tale comes from the Chapel of the Cross Cemetery in Madison, a story of tragic, undying love.
Yes, this one is quite poignant. It centers on Helen Johnstone, whose fiancé, Henry Vick, was killed in a duel just days before their wedding.
How tragic.
Helen was understandably distraught and reportedly wore her wedding gown to Henry's funeral. Her ghost is now seen visiting Henry's grave or sitting on a nearby bench, always in her wedding dress.
Still in her wedding
A
dress.
poignant symbol of her eternal mourning. It speaks to the idea of grief so profound, it binds a soul to a place forever. And then there's Franklin Cemetery in Gautier, which sounds, well, like a graveyard with a full cast of characters. Some friendly, some incredibly unsettling.
It truly is described as a site of unrest with multiple distinct spirits. There's Cheryl Ann, described as a young and pretty friendly female spirit, maybe just a gentle presence.
Okay, so not all bad.
But then you have her father, Hal, who allegedly murdered his family,
Oh, lovely.
and is said to come out of his grave, steal the floral tributes from other graves, and then return to his own with the loot.
Stealing flowers from graves, that's creatively creepy.
It's a macabre twist. And the most mischievous is Bloody Sarah, who reportedly runs into the road to scare drivers, laughing maniacally at their terror.
Charming.
It's important to note, however, that this cemetery is on private land, and trespassers risk prosecution. But the tales certainly add layers to its infamy.
Good warning. Beyond these, are there other prominent cemetery stories that stand out for their unique hauntings?
Absolutely. The Natchez City Cemetery, established way back in 1822 with its elaborate tombstones,
Beautiful old cemeteries.
is known for sudden temperature drops and ghostly apparitions. It's a place where you truly feel the weight of history and the countless stories buried there. And in Kosciuszko City Cemetery, you'll find the haunted statue of Laura Kelly, commissioned by her heartbroken husband after her death in the late 1800s.
The weeping statue.
Exactly. This statue reportedly weeps, with a number of witnesses claiming to have seen it. A powerful symbol of grief made manifest.
Wow.
These examples clearly illustrate how personal grief and unresolved stories become etched into these final resting places, making them focal points for lingering emotional energy and sometimes even physical phenomena.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Not just a place, but a legend intertwined with an icon, shaping an entire genre of music. We're talking about Robert Johnson and the Devil's Deal at the Mississippi Crossroads.
Ah, yes. This is one of the most powerful and enduring blues legends, truly, and it embodies how folklore can elevate a person to mythical status.
So what's the core story?
The story explains how Robert Johnson, a struggling musician, gained extraordinary musical talent by trading his soul to the devil at a Mississippi crossroads. The specific crossroads is debated, of course.
Right.
But the legend says the devil himself tuned Johnson's guitar, transforming him overnight into a blues master.
That's such a potent image. So beyond the chilling aspect, what does it tell us about how a culture grapples with extraordinary, almost unexplainable talent?
That's a perceptive observation. I think it speaks to a human tendency to seek explanations for the truly exceptional, especially when it seems to come from nowhere. You know?
It's easier to attribute genius to a supernatural pact than just pure human effort.
Perhaps in some ways, or it adds a layer of mystique. Johnson's haunting music, filled with evocative lyrics often referencing the devil and dark deals, only fueled this legend.
His lyrics really lean into it.
They do.
Yeah.
And his tragic and mysterious death at the young age of 27 further added to the allure and power of the story. What's fascinating here is how a cultural figure's story can become a powerful ghost legend in itself, transcending a specific location and impacting an entire genre of music, almost as if his talent was supernatural. It's like a collective attempt to rationalize the unquantifiable.
So what does this all mean then? We've covered a lot of ground. From the most haunted houses like McRaven
To desolate bridges?
ancient cemeteries,
Yeah.
and legendary crossroads, Mississippi truly offers a deep dive into the supernatural. It blends history, tragedy, and local lore into an incredibly rich tapestry.
It really does.
These aren't just ghost stories. They are, as our sources describe, a vital part of Mississippi's folklore.
Absolutely. And zooming out a bit, these legends serve as a profound window into the past, don't they? They preserve memories and shape cultural identity in a way that dry historical texts simply can't.
Hmm.
They encourage us, I think, to consider how the echoes of human experience, both good and tragic, continue to resonate in the physical world around us. They invite us to look beyond the obvious and contemplate the unseen forces that might still be at play. They ask us to consider history not just as a sequence of facts, but as a living, breathing, sometimes haunting presence.
And whether you believe in ghosts or not, these stories compel us to engage with history in a truly unique way. They add a thrilling, chilling dimension to understanding the places we live and visit.
Well said.
They remind us that every place has a story, and sometimes those stories just refuse to be silent.
Hmm.
So next time you pass an old house or a quiet bridge, maybe consider not just its age, but what unseen stories might be lingering there, waiting for someone to listen. What part of history do you think leaves the strongest imprint on a place?
That's a great question to ponder.
That's all for this deep dive into Mississippi's haunted heritage. We hope you found these insights both chilling and enlightening.